An execution date has been requested for Christopher Collings. He was convicted for the abduction, rape, and murder of a 9-year-old from Stella, Missouri. Investigators say he threw Rowan Ford's body into a sinkhole in McDonald County. He then burned the rope he used to strangle her, the bloodstained clothing he wore during the attack, and the bloodstained mattress. Investigators say he eventually confessed. If the Missouri Supreme Court chooses to issue an execution warrant, the date will be set between 90 and 120 days after the court's order.